Tonight, increasing concern that London has become a haven for European drug addicts, particularly Italians. It's believed there are now 2,000 of them living in the capital. Some politicians say the health service is struggling to cope and they want tough action. But drug counsellors suggest the image of foreign addicts sponging off the welfare state is not accurate. Rather, many are worse off here than at home. Maxine Clayton reports now on the Italian connection.
Most Italian visitors come to London to see the sights. This man came for the drugs. London has a reputation among Italians as a junkie heaven, a place where drugs are cheap and plentiful. Many Italians turn to crime to support their habit. Drug agencies estimate up to 150 Italians are in London prisons at any one time. And the addicts are unlikely to get much sympathy from the courts. In a case recently, a magistrate said of one defendant, "Why doesn't he go back to his own country and sort out his problems there?" Politicians like Conservative Harry Greenway, who's on an all-party drug and alcohol misuse group, are also unsympathetic.
It could be stopped by these Italian nationals being sent home. They're drug addicts, we don't want them here. And they could be deported, and they should be.
But although many Italian addicts support themselves through crime and begging, most don't appear to be taking advantage of Britain's welfare state. According to the report, the majority don't receive social security payments at all, and more than 80% of those infected with HIV aren't even registered with a doctor. The Italian community itself has tried to help the addicts too. For 15 years, Father Carmelo has visited them in prison, kept in touch with their families and attended the dying.
I've seen lots of people be reconciled with their families, with the society, with the church, with everybody. I mean, they start a new life, afresh. This is what I would like, that everybody can be happy.
Hello.
Oh, ciao, ciao.
Ciao,
This man is one of the success stories. Thanks to the rehabilitation care he received in this country, he's now got the chance to start a new life.
I want to spend the rest of my life in this country, and I want to give back to this government what this government gave to me.
London isn't a junkie heaven and its health services are severely stretched, as this man can testify. But unless this message filters back home, there seems no end to the arrival of new drug addicts from Italy.
Maxine Clayton.
A typical Saturday afternoon at the Italian church in London.
Oh, deve avere il battesimo, com'è?
Communion?
No, la comunione no. Il battesimo.
Every weekend, Anglo-Italians come together to enjoy a traditional family wedding. London's long-established Italian community is generally hard-working, prosperous and well-respected. However, in recent years, the capital has witnessed the arrival of a new wave of Italian immigrant, young, mostly male, and hooked on heroin. Many head for King's Cross, an area of London long associated with vice and prostitution, and now known as a place to buy and sell hard drugs.
You're born in Italy, yeah? Yeah. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is I'll do a check on you, I'll fill out this form, and you're entitled to a copy of this form at a police station, okay?
Why they exist now?
Sorry?
Why stop people like that?
Why? Because there's a high drugs problem in the area.
Oh, right.
Yeah? Did you know that?
No.
No? Did you know that?
Alarmed by the growth of open dealing on the streets, the Metropolitan Police have declared a war on drugs in King's Cross. The heavy police presence in the area is backed up by a sophisticated surveillance operation aimed at targeting the drugs dealer. Armed with this information, police have moved in. Recently, 60 dealers were arrested in one day. To the surprise of the police, 25% of them were Italian nationals. These figures may be the tip of the iceberg. A recent survey found at least 2,000 Italian addicts living in London. 3 years ago, Vittoni Franco was one of them.
I came here in '87 because I couldn't cope with drugs in Italy, and from then on I just cling with the Italian community users. But it's very lonely and sad. So I think the Italian, in this case user, come to London because there's a pass of information. Like they came here and they find life a bit more easier with, like, i.e. social security and squatting, and they pass the information to each other. And so that's why there are lots of people coming over. My day-to-day was like, you know, struggling to get up bed, trying to find the first 20, 30 pounds to have a fix. So that gave me some energy, and from then on, all day and all night, to just carry on to keep my habit. And a few times I just wish I could be dead. And so one day, you know, I was walking on the street and see everywhere it was Christmas. And, you know, I felt like, you know, I never felt so lonely. I mean, I was in the middle of a crowd, but on my own. And that's why I decided I'd go something to do about it.
In desperation, Franco, in common with many other young addicts, sought salvation from an institution many had long ago abandoned.
Quando stai nei problemi ti ricordi che vuoi aiuto, che vuoi andare nella comunità, curarti, che sei stanco di questa vita, you are fed up with your life. Yes, I know, I understand, yes. Anyway, you're in and out of the prison all the time.
Many addicts speak no English and have no idea of how to rid their lives of drugs. Father Carmelo frequently arranges rehabilitation treatment, but as Franco found out, kicking the habit is not so easy.
I remember what he said to me. He came to me and said, beat me up, said, do you know in which state I am? And I embraced him. I said, no, what? Said, you have to go back there, because you can make it. You have done so good, so well, so far. Why you want to waste your life now? And he came back, and it was the end. And now he's working, he's happy boy. I mean, I can't believe it. It's a miracle.
Cioè io non ci penso. Se ci penso sto male, come tutti penso. Sono abbastanza forte con me stesso, cerco di non... L'ho scelta io la mia vita. Non posso dire nient'altro, più di questo.
They are not evil people, like lots of people may think. You know, people that are in prison, they are the bad people. People outside, like you and me, we are the good people, which is... I don't believe at all in this philosophy, in this way of thinking. I mean, for me, they are sick people. They are encircled in a way, I would say, of death, really, that they cannot come out on their own. They need help.